And how I happened to find this iPhone XR was one time I was along the road. I saw it on the ground. I was like, why not? I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to see whether I'm going to be able to restore it back to its working condition. Is it possible? We don't know until we try. And does it have a password? We don't know. It could have a password. It could also be a iCloud lock, whatever it is. But the most important thing that we're going to be finding out whether we can get it back on the home screen. And looking at it, if you looked at this and someone told you they can restore this back to its working condition, what would you say? I want you to type down in the comments if someone was to tell you, hey, I can restore this to its working condition. Would you believe it or not? Well, look, it's still possible, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We're actually going to be exploring it and giving it a try and see whether we can actually do that and get at least to show the Apple logo. And if it can, that would be fantastic. So we'll try that. So we're gonna go ahead and the main part of this part of the iPhone X is the motherboard. All these other things we can find it on another iPhone. For example, I got a spare iPhone X that I could use, that has a battery, that has a charger port, that has the cameras, everything except the motherboard. That's what we need, because the most important thing that we want to see if we can get the motherboard in a running condition again. Nothing else, because apart from that, it would be pointless for us to do this video, because the motherboard is what carries the data. And if we can get it to run and it at least shows us the data, then we're up for some good things at the same time. And who knows, the person who might have owned this phone, we don't know, because it was fully on smashed on the ground. So we don't know who owns this phone. If someone does own this phone and they happen to see their phone is back to its working condition, like, wow, you know, who knows? So this was left out maybe for days. Even cars could have ran over it, who knows? But let's see what happens from here. So the first thing that I'm gonna go ahead and do is actually get a screwdriver that is comparable to remove the top plate. Next, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove this as well. If I can. Really? So that could be another screw, which is a good thing. Yep. And it uses the 3 screw there. And there you go. We got our first part up and gone. Look at that. The connections, they actually look pretty good to me. Like, for example, repairing these things for a very long time, you could tell the connections are really good. Down there's no any water indication, but we don't know about the other connection though. So let's go ahead first and remove that as well, the parts. And we're gonna go ahead and remove. And remember, we are working towards trying to just see if the phone is gonna turn on with this board, because if it does, for example, if someone was to come over for a data recovery of a phone like this also gives potential. Yes, there is possibility to recovering data in such a condition, right? Because if someone was to give you this phone, you'd be like, well, look, it's probably gone. But there is many benefit. Even just swapping the board into another housing, that's one possibility. Even if that doesn't work, there's another way, which the only time I would try the other way, which I'm going to leave it up to you guys, is to comment down below for a board swap, but that's only if we don't get an image. So I'm gonna get also something to blow it out later. This, I'm gonna remove this. So I'm not really concerned whether I need the screws or anything, because I already got the screws already prepared in the other phone, so it's all good. The most important thing that I'm gonna be doing here is just removing this. So you could see by evidence that this iPhone is completely corrupted, and this is not a plain video like smashing the whole phone. This is a legit iPhone XR which was found on the ground, somewhere dumped. So, but we decided to see, well, we're gonna make a video out of this and try and restore it to its working condition, and we will know. So no video will be cut off here. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I am still going to post it up because it's nice, you know. Even though if it doesn't work, then we know, you know, for next time. I'll just use this guy because the battery has been off now. Yep, that's fine. That's fine there. And now next is the other first. And like I said, I'm not really concerned about the screws at the moment. My main concern is to just get it running. Yep, can I get the board out? Come on, are we gonna get the board out? Yay! So we got the board out. Look at that. Look how it looks like. Oh man, we just don't know if this board is actually gonna survive, but there's a lot of things that we can do with this board. I'm just thinking whether I should put it in my cleaner or just clean it manually by just applying some things on it. So what we're gonna do from this step now, we obviously not gonna need this any longer, because the reason of that, I got another spare phone which I'm still charging to use. It's an iPhone X which is in really good condition, and what we're gonna be doing is just swapping this important board into this phone right here and seeing what happens. But before we do that, obviously this needs to go through some serious cleaning process. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna move this aside, and this is the phone. It's crazy, but the most important thing is the board. Just always remember that. So we'll put that aside, and we're gonna be restoring the iPhone back to normal by using this board right here. Now to do that, first of all, we obviously remove our bits. Yep. So what we're gonna be doing, we're gonna just be blowing, seeing that it's possibly been water damaged by the look of it. Like, there's many ways that I could clean this out. I'm just thinking whether I should do the way that I usually do it and then give it a test run. So we're gonna give it a deep clean, and how we're gonna do it, which wouldn't really require me to get the full cleaning. I could use that, but because of time, I could use my cleaning system that cleans it all out, but because of time, I'm gonna just try and do it manually. And how I'm gonna do that I'm actually gonna remove the plate from the top without trying to damage anything. No, they come pretty easy up. Yeah, look at that. Boom, it's out. And then same thing goes to this side. We're gonna remove that plate. But again, you gotta be careful with the connection around there as well, you know? It's not just straight away you remove thing. Yep. And when we're removing this, the other thing we have to be very careful with is seeing whether it doesn't remove any pads as well. Yeah. So just taking it bit by bit. Yep. Look, I reckon it should be fine. Just trying to get that bit out. I don't want to damage anything. We're almost there. Oh, just bear with me. Like, I don't want to be using a heat gun on this one to remove it, bro. Because the moment you start using heat gun and everything, it heats up everything out. Forget it. You know, I just want to do everything very naturally here. Clean it out and just see what happens from there, because yep, it's coming out. Yep, perfect. It's coming out. I think because it was double-sided as well. So we'll see what happens from here. Make sure nothing gets damaged. Yep. Yep, perfect. Yep, look at that. Again, we don't want to rip it apart straight away. We want to be careful while we're doing it, so this, and you feel it, you know. Yeah, look at that. It's all coming out. Boom. So look at that. It's all out, and you can see it nice and clear where it is. So I'm not gonna focus much of the inside here unless it can come out very easily, but I wouldn't say so. But let's give it a try. And it looks like it's coming out straight away. So there must be something in there. Look, there could be. But let's just, to be safe, let's focus just on top part of cleaning out the surface, since we've just got it out. And that was the main part. Yeah, so now what we're gonna do is clean it out. We're gonna get some special alcohol here that we're gonna use. It's gonna just, yeah, we're gonna make it look nice and fresh. Yeah, me just show you guys there. Yep, so if you have a look, we're just freshening it up, making sure there is nothing crazy around. It looks pretty good. Wow, look at that. That looks nice too, yeah. And that's not much alcohol on it to just clean it up, because there's nothing much to clean than rather than just removing those plates, just in case they creating ground connection issues or anything. The connection look pretty fine to me. I'm gonna just remove something from here. Where is my tweezer? It's okay, so I'll just grab it from here. Just remove this guy here. Yep, it's okay. That looks perfectly fine to me. So to make it even look even more healthy, it's just by cleaning all around here. Yep. And getting some there. Yep. And what I go ahead and do, how perfect that looks for now. Yeah, I'll just blow one more time. Make sure, yep, don't blow that. Nice and dry, and it looks pretty good to me at the moment. So what we're gonna do, something very interesting now. The next thing that we're gonna focus on is getting this iPhone up and open. So this is an iCloud lock iPhone that I use for parts. So what we're gonna do, the board is still here. I will gently just open this up. Yep. Move it. Now the next thing that we're gonna do is what I like doing is just applying. Usually I have a different method of just kind of heat it up. Sometimes you can just apply thing around it, and what we do, stick it right in there. Boom. Okay. There, you just put it in there. And it's usually pretty fine to take it out. Yep. So we just gently take it out again. I try and just make sure it opens up. And I realize that it opens up down there very perfectly. Do the same thing for this side. And just be careful while you're doing it, because there is connection around as well. I'm gonna show you where the connection is. Give me a second. I'll just give it 1 second. Now this should be really coming out straight away. But let's just gently go around. If it comes out, put it back inside. Gently put it back. Yep. And then gently just go around down there. Yep. Perfect. And we should be able to come out. And boom. Now we know it's an iPhone XS. And remember, this is an original iPhone XS. That's why it has its original parts. That's just a quick puzzle just in case. So these are original parts and everything. So the only thing that we're going to be doing here is removing that motherboard and replacing it with the one that we had. Yeah. So we'll remove this gently. Put it aside. Oh, my bad. Gotta always be careful, especially if you're working on a customer's phone. You gotta be careful. Be careful, because things can happen. Yep. Now we go ahead, place it there. Disconnect this. Yep. Put it aside for a bit. Unscrew that, because now we're gonna have to unscrew the battery as well to avoid any damage. Yep. You can see some things are flowing away, which is alright. Yeah. It's fine. If they're flying away. Boom. And same goes. I don't know why they added a different screw at the end of that, but I have the same screw. Yep. Perfect. Gotta be careful because this screen is still really good. It's original screen. And yep. So now the next thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna actually take these screws. Yep. Put them here. Now the next thing that we're gonna do is disconnect the battery, and then go ahead and then remove the whole set. Yeah. The whole set there. Boom. This one, two. Another one. Boom. Look at that. So you could see clearly all these things have been done with details. So I'll just unplug. Before I unplug it, let me just unscrew this guy as well. Yep. And then I will unplug everything now. Yep. Yep. Boom. Unplug. Unplug. There. And now the next thing, they want to put it right in there and see whether it's going to come out straight away. That's a good thing, because then it indicates. Boom. There you go. That's the whole set of the board of the XR. Now we're gonna put the board that was originally imagined. That's what we want. We're gonna put this back just down there. Yeah. Wow. We're about to see something here. We don't know whether it's gonna turn on or it's not gonna turn on at all. Obviously it's not gonna have FaceTime. If it does turn on, there won't be no FaceTime because due to the fact that Apple has actually included some other security for the FaceTime, so you can't just swap the boards and expect FaceTime of another FaceTime. There's other things involved. Yeah, perfect. Plug it in. Make sure you plug in the battery on it. Yep. Yep. Plug in the battery. Boom. Look at that. Boom. So that's all done. Now the next thing that we're gonna do, we're actually gonna plug in the screen. Oh, yeah, just be careful there. I'm gonna plug in this guy. I wanna make sure I plug in everything. Yep. And that way we see whether it's gonna at least function fully on. So plug that in again. Come on. I'm used to them. And plug that in. And let's see. Is it going to turn on or is it not going to turn on? Let's find out. Plug it in. Oh! It actually turns on. Look at that. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's see this. It actually turns on. Wow. That is amazing. Obviously, we don't know the person. We don't have the ID. I'm gonna cover those pictures up for privacy reasons. But the iPhone actually works. No way. Just remember, from this to that, you know? How crazy is that?